Well, after as emotional a night of television as any of us have been a part of Tuesday at Staples Center, this night finds us back inside Studio J here in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley. Just want to thank again those who were part of that broadcast the other night, Jerry West and
Rick Fox, Derek Fisher, Dwayne Wade,
Candace Parker, Reggie Miller.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, all their perspectives, very valuable. And we go back to work trying to kind of get back to normal. We bring you the Warriors and Celtics, then the Jazz and the Nuggets, and this hour-long pregame show featuring the announcement of the All-Star reserves. Now, we announced the starters a week ago, those who came out on top in balloting by fans, players, and media. Now, filling out the remaining 7 spots is the duty of the NBA's coaches, voting on players in their own conference, selecting 2 backcourt, 3 front court, and 2 wild cards. We've assembled these reserves in no particular order, and we start with the reserves in the East.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler.
Well deserved.
5th All-Star selection in his 9th season. 20 points a game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, which is a career high, and 3 triple-doubles. 32 and 15, the Miami Heat record. They are number 3 in the East. Ben Simmons of the Sixers, who are 31 and 17 and number 6 in the East. 16 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, which is number 5. He's number 1 in steals and has 4 triple-doubles on the year. The Milwaukee Bucks have the best record at 41 and 6, and they have Chris Middleton as a reserve. His 2nd All-Star selection in his 8th season. 20 points a game is a career high, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. A career high 50% shooting, could join the 50-40-90 club. Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics is an All-Star for the first time in 2020 in his 3rd season. 22 points a game is number 20, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, had 6 games of at least 30 after having 1 in his first 2 seasons in the NBA. Want another first-timer? How about Domantas Sabonis?
Yes.
The Pacers, 31 and 17, number 5 in the East. 8 points a game, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Only he and Giannis average at least 18 points and 12 rebounds. Kyle Lowry of the Toronto Raptors, who are 33 and 14 and number 2 in the East. His 6th straight selection after no All-Star appearances in his first 8 seasons. 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists is number 8. 4 games of 30, had 1 last season. And finally, Bam Adebayo.
Go, Chuck.
Bam! Miami Heat. First-time All-Star in his 3rd season.
Well deserved.
16 points a game, 10 rebounds, which is number 8. 59% shooter, 3 triple-doubles, 27 double-doubles, 11 20-point games after having 1 in his first 2 seasons. And so there are the reserves in the Eastern Conference. And I know you've been talking about Bam for weeks and weeks, and he's in there by virtue of the coach's vote.
Well, you know, he deserved it. I've been watching the Heat because they are one of the surprise teams, and obviously Jimmy Butler, I felt like should have been a star. But Bam Adebayo has been fantastic. I didn't know he was just going to be this terrific of a player. I thought he was just going to be a guy have good offensive numbers, good rebounding, but he is terrific at both. But at the energy level he plays at, I'm just happy for him. Well deserved.
Yeah, let's look at, because last week when we announced the starters, we also projected our reserves. And so here are the way those lists look. Malcolm Brogdon did not make it, Kenny, on your part. Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose had a case. And,
yes, he did.
And because, he's leading Detroit in scoring. He's averaging about 19 points a game, shooting about 50%. They're 17 and 32.
Derrick Rose, I'm happy for him because he's such a great kid. The only thing I would change about my list, I actually I should have put Chris Middleton on there. That was a mistake on my part.
Oh, you said it today. Good.
Yeah, no, it was a mistake on my part. Too late.
Last week you wouldn't have admitted it. But I agree. I think, Brogdon was a personal style of play pick more than the actual thing. But D. Rose, Kyle Lowry, I don't think there's a difference.
How much of a case does Bradley Beal have?
Oh, yeah, he's got a case.
And let me tell you this. I mean, only 2 players have averaged 28 points a game at the All-Star break and not made the All-Stars. Dickie Barnett in 1966 and World B. Free
See,
in 1979. The Wizards are 15 and 31. Beal 28 points a game. That's number 6. Having a career year.
He definitely has a case, but I think because of the record, you got to give guys like Adebayo a chance. And I also thought Drummond should have made it. He's had
their records are just so bad. And Kyle Lowry averaging 20 points, close to 8, 9 assists on a team that
number 2 in the East.
Right. You got to reward guys who's putting in work that is valuable in terms of those 20 points are making a difference. Where, well, you're averaging 28, but is it making a difference? And I think that's where the voters went.
Where else, Chuck, on this, do you look at that and does anything surprise you, or do you say, boy, I wish they had another spot, besides Derrick Rose, who you've pointed out?
Well, listen, I have no problem with the All-Star team. Like I say,
because I know a lot of Zach LaVine fans out there, being in Chicago, are thinking that.
First of all, they're just wrong.
I think.
What about
a good year, but
Jaylen Brown?
25 point a night guy.
Well, listen, hold on now. Let's stop kidding ourselves. Listen,
what about Jaylen Brown?
No. If any guy,
he's close on there.
No, but I'm saying though, you can't even consider Zach LaVine before Bradley Beal. That doesn't make 0 sense. So if anybody, like I say, I'll give y'all Bradley Beal.
Can you consider him ahead of Derrick Rose?
Zach
no,
LaVine?
Yeah.
No. I personally
got a better record.
They know they have a better record, but to them 2 ugly girls, nobody cares. But what Derrick Rose has done has been a surprise. We all thought Derrick Rose was finished, and he's been spectacular. So I wanted to reward Derrick Rose.
But we always talk about this on time. Spectacular on a bad team, or are you really spectacular? We always have this.
Well, then how could you bring up Bradley Beal then?
Because he's averaging 28.
Well, wait, why do you have a double standard?
Spectacular on a bad team.
No, it's not double standard because he's not finished. Like you said, you thought Derrick Rose finished. Bradley Beal is nowhere near finished.
Oh, I know that, but I'm saying
he was doing that, when they were pretty good.
No, but I'm saying I just wanted to reward Derrick Rose because it has been a shocker to all of us how well he's played this year.
And I think because of there's such a drop in records on the East that you're going to say, are you going to take 2 from the top teams?
Right.
Or you're going to go ahead and reward guys who's having individual good seasons but bad team seasons.
And that's what they did.
Yeah. And they said, no, we're going to reward the guys who are winning.
I'm sure coaches.
That's what Ernie said.
I'm sure coaches in the East are looking at it and saying, okay, let's take a look at this. I need 7 guys, and I'm going to start at the top.
I forget the coaches. You said it. You got it 100% right, and you were actually a voter. So you voted that way, correct?
Well, I didn't have to vote on the reserves. We voted for the starters on that media panel, but for what we do.
But I'm talking about when you just did it.
Yeah, exactly. I just looked at that and I said,
But he rewarded winning. We had, like I say, and that's the reason LaVine, Beal, Derrick Rose didn't make it. They rewarded with Kyle and Chris Middleton, who are both terrific players, I might add.
Congratulations to all those reserves, and in particular those 3 first-timers, Jason Tatum, Domantas Sabonis, Bam Adebayo. Oh, come on, told y'all. I did not put Pierre up to that.
Well, Pierre, you can't get 1,000%.
And it's 1,000%. Won't be long now till we're in Chicago. How about Valentine's night?
Oh.
You and your Valentine in front of the set watching the Rising Stars on Friday, February 14th.
I'll be doing that.
Saturday the 15th, Taco Bell Skills Challenge, Mountain Dew 3-point, AT&T Slam Dunk, and then the All-Star Game itself on Sunday the 16th in Chicago, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Y'all want the Western Conference Reserve?
Yes, we do. Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Let's start with Russell Westbrook.
Indeed.
9th All-Star selection, 6th straight. 26 points a game is number 10. 7 assists is number 10. 8 triple-doubles is 4th. 13 games of 30, 8 of those in January.
Getting better and better, honestly, as he getting the rocket.
The dude won MVP, fool.
No, as a season.
How about Damian Lillard of Portland? 5th All-Star appearance and 3rd straight.
This guy is
4th in
right
scoring
now.
at 29. He's number 6 in assists with 8. Multiple 60-point games. He joins Wilt, Kobe, Harden, Jordan, and Elgin Baylor with multiple 60-point games.
That's amazing.
Donovan Mitchell is an All-Star for the first time.
Yes.
His 3rd season. Utah 32 and 15. He's got 25 points a game. That's number 13. 14 games of at least 30 with a high of 46. Another first-timer
Yes.
is his teammate Rudy Gobert.
Well deserved.
Yes.
It's his 7th season, and he's an all-star now. 16 points a game, second in rebounds with 15, fifth
Give
in
me that.
blocks,
Give me
number 1 at 69% field goal percentage. 24 games of at least 15 rebounds.
Surprise.
Joker.
Nikola Jokic, second straight appearance. 20 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists with 9 triple-doubles, number 3 behind Luka and LeBron. He's had 3 game winners this season, averaging 24, 11, and 6 this month. Chris Paul,
There it is.
for the 10th time, the first time since 2016.
Wow.
17 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, which is number 15. Shooting 48%, that's his high for the last 5 seasons, and better than a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. And finally, it's Brandon Ingram who rounds it out. First-timer in his 4th season, having a career year, 25 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He's had 9 games of at least 30, had 4 of those in his first 3 seasons, and had his first 2 40-point games of his career, including 49 against the Jazz. So there they are, the reserves in the Western Conference. Shaq, your thoughts?
I like the list. However, I would also reward Ja Morant. Youngster, they're in the 8th spot. We want to talk about winning. They are in playoff contention. Guy has a lot of style, a lot of charisma. I like his game. I would have rewarded that young fella because remember, in high school and college, nobody really knew about him. Showed us what he did in the NC2A and has not let us down this year. So I like Ja.
Let's look at the list from last week. But you didn't have Ja on your list.
I didn't.
And as a
I'm still
result,
perfect.
you got them all right.
And you, EJ?
Yeah, you and me.
How's it feel, EJ? SEC, smartest conference up here.
How about the Devin Booker question?
Well, I'm going to go back to something you said. I made a mistake. The only thing I would change, I would have put Brandon Ingram on my list. I actually forgot about him, so that's 100% on me. But I thought, listen, no disrespect to Devin Booker, but Ja Morant should have made this team. They are in the 8th spot. There's not a single person, even in Memphis, who picked the Grizzlies to make the playoffs.
Look at that.
And this is for the first half of the season. He's been an all-star. To have that team in playoff contention, if the season ended today, they would be in the playoffs. I would have voted for Ja Morant myself.
And Chuck, be honest, did you know about Ja Morant 2 years ago?
No, nobody knew about him until last year.
That's my point.
So, we're getting ready for March Madness. We get these packets every week on all the conferences, and they're like, and I tell you a funny story about this kid. This is hilarious, Ernie. Where were we in the playoffs? Milwaukee?
Yeah.
This little kid walks up to me and Ken and say, "Hey, Mr. Smith, Mr. Barker, hey, nice to meet you." And me and Ken said, "Who is that?" Because this dude was so little, and we said,
And I said, I think that's Ja Morant.
And I said, no, he can't.
He's like, no, that's not Ja.
And I
It's gotta be
said,
bigger
Ja
than that.
Morant can't be that little.
I was like,
and we
that's Ja
asked somebody, and he left. He said, "That's Ja Morant."
I said, that's Ja Morant.
And I'm like, it was unbelievable. But he has been spectacular. I was pulling for him to make the All-Star team. I get some, in Phoenix, I get a chance to watch Devin Booker play.
It's a lights-out year for him. He's shooting 51% and scoring 27 a night. And 20 games of at least 30.
Well, so what you mean? He's Bradley Beal?
No, not really, because
it's kind of a similar thing.
They're in the 8th spot, but they're in the 11th, 12th spot.
Yeah, that's the only point I'm making.
But I'm saying,
they're number 11.
But that 11th spot is only 2 games out.
No, but
20 and 27. Yeah,
it's only
But
2 games.
I'm saying, like Booker and Bradley Beal got to hell.
Well, no, Bradley Beal is not making the playoff. If the Phoenix Suns go on a run, they couldn't make the playoffs.
Listen, I live in Phoenix. I pull for the Suns.
They're not making a run?
They're not making the playoffs. Please stop it.
I'm just saying.
Stop it.
But I think that, again, Brandon Ingram, that was my, I don't know if you remember saying, I said my choice as the replacement for Paul George. So I agree with that because they're all hovering around the same thing. But the only thing, again, with the Pelicans is we all thought it was going to be a total collapse as well. Total collapse without Zion. And the way that Brandon had played with the Lakers would give you no instinct to say that he would be this good this early for them. And I think that that's just a testament to show of his hard work.
They're 19 and 29. Stop it.
No, but I'm saying his personal hard work.
Okay. Well,
You know,
Yeah, but also you got to
that's
get
just a
David
testament
Griffin
to
credit. He put a nice team together. I mean, they got a lot of pieces from the Lakers, but he went out and got favors. Drew Holiday, is, other than Rudy Gobert, to me is probably the most underrated player in the league. But I still don't think the Pelicans, I don't think they can make up the ground.
Are you coming around, Chuck, on the Joker? I mean, three of the four of us had him on there. The coaches.
Let me explain, because I got a friend of mine, Vanessa, was giving me a hard time about the Joker. First of all, you know I love the Joker. I think why I didn't put him on my list is because I don't think he's playing at an MVP level. Remember last year I had him for MVP? Yeah. He's played well this year. Don't get me wrong.
But do you have to play at an MVP level
Yeah, when
to be an all-star?
No, yes. Once you're an MVP candidate, you don't get to relax. I'm gonna hold you to that standard. I love the Joker. He was gonna make the All-Star team, but I'm saying, and people can put his stats up there. Last year, we talked about him for MVP.
He had a greater impact. He did by this point.
And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I will say that. But again, I was saying, as we said,
he's going to make
I say he should make the All-Star. We can't hold him to the standard that he has. We got to hold him to the standard of All-Stars. And so the other standard of other All-Stars, he's beyond that.
And to add on to what Kenny and Chuck are saying, once we deem you as a great player,
be great.
You gotta go up. You got to go up.
You got to
average 15 in 2020.
Yeah. You got to be great.
You got to average 19.
And see, this is what bothers me about this whole thing. We're not trying to make the All-Star team one time. Like, because that can happen. Like, some of these guys going to make the All-Star team. They made All-Star teams, like, because their team was good. If you're an All-Star, you play like that every single night, period.
First-timers on that list, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Brandon Ingram. In fact, in all this year, there will be 9 first-timers.
That's great.
That's awesome. That's great.
Got to go back 10 years to find that many when they had 9 in 2010.
Awesome.
Twitter machine up and running again. This guy's an all-star. Evan Fournier, his fellow Frenchman. It's Rudy Gobert.
That's Rudy Gobert. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's funny, man.
I thought that was.
Hey, Evan, you can't be pulling out those pictures, man. That ain't right.
Yeah, lotto numbers? No, I'm no good at lotto numbers. But
you got everyone right?
Got everyone right. 14 out of 14 this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you didn't pick personal.
Not bad.
I picked personal.
I don't think there are very many prizes that go along with that. When we come back, look up, Chris. We're going to be talking to you in just a couple of minutes. Chris Middleton, second time as an All-Star, coming up. With NBA Pick'em. Head to nba.com/pick'em to check out all of the free games that you can play right now. Only 7 players in NBA history have membership in that 50-40-90 club. That is shooting 50% from the field, 40% from 3, 90% from the foul line for the season. Chris Middleton could become the 8th. He's an all-star for the second time for a Milwaukee team that sports the league's best record at 41-6. And all-star Chris Middleton joins us tonight from the mean streets of Milwaukee, my hometown. Chris, it's great to see you. Congratulations on that, man. Well done.
Thank you. I have the 51 points on there like it was the old school.
You know, Chris, you guys are obviously off to an amazing start. You had a great year last year. How do you keep yourself motivated? Because you guys are one of the few teams in the league that you have to win the championship or at least get to the finals, or it's not a successful season.
Yeah, I think last year it was definitely a disappointment how close we were to reaching that NBA final stage. So that's what keeps us motivated this year. We know we can win however many games we're winning right now, but when the time comes in the playoff time, we just gonna have to play as hard as we can. Don't put pressure on ourselves, but just realize we can't be satisfied by winning one playoff game or a playoff series.
Chris, the most mindset of all-star players is once they make the all-star team, they want to make it, throughout their career. Was that your mindset coming into the league this year?
I think it was part of it. I mean, being All-Star last year was a huge goal of mine. So you never want to take a step back. And I thought, if I didn't have a great year, if I wasn't an All-Star, I might have taken a step back. But this year, I just wanted to find ways to get better with myself individually and through the team. And it's been working out with me so far.
Chris, I have a question, and don't take it the wrong way. You guys are in Milwaukee, right? Not a big market, and so to speak.
Yeah.
Yourself and Giannis, you don't see you on every single commercial, but you see these teams with all of these guys who are superstars, and you guys are dismantling the NBA at 41-6. Give us and our viewers what separates y'all from everybody else and all of the commercial darlings.
I mean, here we're just basketball junkies. I mean, we live in the gym every morning, every afternoon, even nights. We're up here finding ways to take care of our body, whether that's in the weight room or picking up extra shots or just watching film. I mean, I think it starts with Giannis, it goes down to me, it goes all the way down our roster. Just guys are hungry. We want to be great with this team.
Chris, for the second year in a row, I'm saying the same thing. I said, Giannis is going to play great. Chris is going to play great. But the key is going to come down to Eric Bledsoe. To me, he's got to become that third musketeer. Am I wrong or am I correct?
I think you're right there. I mean, Bled's a big part of what we do on both sides. He's a heck of a defender that can guard many positions and just make it tough on those other guys. But offensively, he's doing a great job of just, playing aggressive, getting down to the paint, finishing for himself, or just finding other guys. And that's what we're going to need all season long from him. And then we got Brooks still out there protecting the paint and shooting threes where we need him to do. So as long as everybody's playing on the same page and playing great and playing solid, I think we'll be fine.
Chris, do you expect that the draft next week will play out just like it played out last year? LeBron's got the first pick, which means Giannis has the first pick of the reserves. Is that the way it's going to play out again?
I won't lie. I'd be pretty upset if my teammate doesn't pick me first for the All-Star. I mean, we're lower guys over here, so I don't expect anything different from Giannis right now.
Chris Middleton, well done. Congratulations on your second All-Star selection, and we will see you in Chicago, man.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Sounds good. Thank you.
Happy for him, a guy who always just kind of sums up his approach to the game, saying, look, I'm just trying to play the game the right way.
I have a question for you, Ernie.
Yes.
You're picking the All-Star reserves.
Uh-huh.
Who are you going with first, Shaq or Chuck?
I'm taking you, Kenny.
Thank you. All right, just checking.
We'll take a break.
Are we talking now?
No, and you know what? Shaq and Charles will play the roles of LeBron and Giannis and pick the starters
So I was good.
for the All-Star game.
Man, I know I'm the poorest person in the conversation.
1 week from now, we'll have another hour pregame show, and
Another one?
that will feature the draft.
That's 3 weeks in a row.
Captains Giannis Antetokounmpo and LeBron James
This has turned into a real job.
will be selecting their teams, and you'll see it next week right here on TNT. Fans, you can go play All-Star Who You Got, presented by Jordan Brand. Correctly guess how Team LeBron and Team Giannis draft their All-Star teams for a chance to win Jordan Brand kicks or jerseys or the grand prize, a VIP All-Star Weekend experience and $25,000. Head to www.allstarwhoyougot.com now through February 6th. So we're going to play our own version of that with no prizes riding on it. And the captains, you can be the consultant, Kenny, or if
I'm gonna ask Kenny's opinion.
if I mess up on the iPad here, you can help me with that.
I will hire you, Kenny.
Okay,
I won't help you.
we got to figure out who's going to be Giannis and who's going to be LeBron. And
Doesn't matter. They both great.
because LeBron has the first pick. So give me a number between one.
No,
and,
he's Giannis. He's Superman.
give me a number between 1 and 100.
72.
72. What do you say, Chuck?
71.
71 was it. Okay, so you get to be LeBron.
I didn't. Oh God!
Wow.
You fell for that. So, Charles, you have the first pick. You tell me who you'd like, and I will enter.
I'm LeBron.
Yes,
He just said it.
You're
3 times.
I'm just saying. I want to write it down.
Yes, because you got.
You got
Okay.
to write down that you're LeBron.
Man, pick somebody.
Give me
And we're just picking the starters.
Jeez.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
pick. I did it. There you go. And now you are up,
You know what you
Giannis.
got to do?
Kenny, you got to shut the hell up and let Kid Check make.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Oh, okay.
I would take Anthony Davis.
No, Check. Don't take Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
so you're going to take Anthony Davis. There we go. All right,
I got another good one for you.
LeBron, Charles, you're back on the clock.
Luka Doncic.
No, yo, that's good. You good?
There you go.
You good? I'm telling you.
I'm gonna go with James Harden.
Oh, the dribbler. Dribble.
All right.
I'm going to go with Pascal Siakam.
Told you, man. That's what I went with. You'd had Giannis, Anthony Davis, and Siakam. You couldn't even throw a pass on the perimeter with them.
First of all, All-Star game is all about
them
offense.
three would have played D.
It's all about offense.
Those three would have played
I'm
D.
going with Joel Embiid.
Oh my God, we're gonna stump you. I'm gonna take Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker goes to
This ain't even a fair fight.
Chuckster, and that would
I got
that would mean
Trae Young.
yeah, that would have to be your.
Let me tell you something. Kemba Walker can post Trae Young up.
All right, there you go. So we're not doing reserves. That's just the starters. So
I got a lot of shooters around me.
Kawhi, Doncic, Siakam, Kemba, and LeBron.
Defense.
Yeah, my team is great defensively.
First of all, last 4 years, ain't nobody played no defense. You forget the score was 195 or
You're right.
192.
They're not playing defense in the NBA right now.
Exactly.
So have you heard, guys, about the change to the All-Star game itself? The changes to
Yes,
the All-Star game.
I read it twice, and I'm still like kind of confused.
Okay, so here I can try to boil it down for you in its simplest way.
Okay.
Okay. So each quarter is going to kind of be each of the first 3 quarters will be kind of its own game.
Will they
okay?
wipe the score off at the end?
Yeah. So you
At the end of the quarter, they're gonna wipe it off?
listen, yeah, but they're going to keep that running tally. They're going to know what the score overall is. But so the first quarter, the team that wins the first quarter, $100,000 for that Chicago-based
question.
charity. Second quarter, same deal. Third quarter, same deal. Okay, so save your question for just a second. So then you go to the fourth quarter. You will know what the score overall is. Say it's 100-95. Okay, you're going to add in honor of Kobe Bryant. You're going to add 24 points. So you're going to say the goal now is to get to 124, and that's the winner of the game. You're not going to have a clock in that fourth quarter. It's just whoever gets to that figure, 124. It's just 24 added to whatever the leading score is at that point.
Oh, okay, so
So if it's 124 to 120, then it's going to be
Who came up
148.
with this? Flavor Flav?
I'm with you,
Who
Chuck.
came up with this? Flavor Flav?
I get it.
Love you, Flav.
No, it's-
Love you.
it's easier. So the score is going to stay up.
You're going to know what
And then it's the first to get 24.
You know what I would like? You know what I would like?
No, it's the first to get to that. To get to
24
that
more
number. No,
past that number, highest number.
the total.
Chuck,
The
you know what I
total.
would like?
A moving rim?
No, I would
side
like.
to side?
I would like they get a panel of basketball legends, so we can make rules up about this game. I mean, it's cool all the stuff they're doing, but
I think it. Listen.
What they're trying to do is create in each of these like 3 separate 12-minute games.
I mean, I don't mind that with the charity, but like
Yeah.
the fourth quarter.
Are we doing the United States against the world?
No. And the winner of
Which
the
has been my
the
suggestion.
winner of the game, the overall winner of the game, gets another $200,000.
Yeah, I think that
Chicago-based
the only reason why I think that all of this kind of sometimes gets confusing is because as a viewer and as a fan, you really don't pay attention to who's winning what for charity. You don't. It's not in your Rolodex to figure that out during the game.
Yeah, we want to watch a game.
So you're watching the game and you're just like watching the score. So that is the difficulty.
It'll take some getting used to.
Of getting used to that.
For sure.
That's an understatement.
But so just look at it as 3 separate games in the first, second, and third quarters.
But
And
they
then-
don't wipe the score off.
No, going into the fourth quarter, you will know what the
Won't have
score
a
of the
clock.
game.
No, but during the whole
cumulative
game,
is.
it will still be a accumulated.
I can't speak to the production value, but yeah, you will
It
see.
won't- okay.
Here's the score. Here's the score of the game, and here's the score of the
Jack.
quarter. Yeah.
I wonder who came up with this idea.
Okay, so Ernie, you're saying if the score is 100-95, they're going to add the 24 points, which means you have to get to 124.
Right.
Or the team that 95 gets to
Okay.
124, whoever that.
Whoever gets, here's the goal now
so
in the
what if-
fourth quarter. Somebody has to get to a 124.
All right,
and
with
that's
them
the end of the
not
game.
playing defense, what if that is 3 minutes as opposed to 12 minutes?
Then the
James-
game.
Oh, that's gonna be 3
Then the game's over at 124.
Yeah, but that's not the full.
But,
Maybe you will play defense then
so-
at that point.
The game could be over at the end of the third quarter. Is that what you're saying to me?
No, because you have to get to that,
No,
that
you
gotta get to the
determined
target score.
figure. Say,
No, I'm saying though. But you said at the end of 3 quarters we're gonna add 24.
no,
Oh, my
no, it's
God.
say it's 100 to 95. LeBron's team is winning
Yeah.
100 to 95.
Then you have to get to
Take
124.
24. Add that to the 100. So 124 is now the goal.
Ernie.
The
Where's
game
that
will,
monkey
the
that's
game
going
will
like this
end.
right
the
now?
game will end when somebody gets to 124 or
Ernie,
whatever
you're
that
not breaking
figure
it down,
is.
too.
Yo, Ernie,
Listen.
listen.
I've done all I can do for you, Chuckster.
Chuck, you got it?
Hey, Alex,
For you.
Chuck,
can
you
I
got
get that
it?
monkey? Can I get that monkey, Alex? Can I get
Is
that?
that Auburn University
Hey, break out the
education?
clapping monkey, y'all.
He has no idea.
I got no idea what the hell I just happened here. What?
Thought he was going to take Allen Iverson again.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Oh, see, stop it, Sam. Tennessee, number 3.
that's funny.
I thought. Oh man.
We'll be back with more here on TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader.
So the first team
Just a
that gets
moment.
100, then you add 24 to it.
No, that's
If the
it.
team that has 95, you got to get 124 as well.
No.
Breaking down halftime highlights, Shaq often references the importance of a team's others, stresses their value. When we lost Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna Sunday, we heard time and again on news reports that there were 7 others aboard that helicopter flight who lost their lives. And it can seem a rather cold and impersonal way of describing families that were shattered. The Altobelli, Mauser, Chester, Zabayan families. When Charles and I sat down to record our Steam Room podcast today, we were able to spend some time on the phone with Matt Mauser, the father of 3 who lost his wife Christina Sunday. He graciously spent 15, 20 minutes with us. Here's a portion of our conversation. Can't thank you enough for taking some time. Matt, have absolutely no idea of what you are going through on a minute-to-minute basis, but thank you so much for doing this. And I know you're a basketball fan. I'd like to introduce you to Charles Barkley.
Wow. Chuck, how are you, man?
Man, listen, we are all grieving, not as much as you are, but we're all grieving. Describe your wife to us.
Oh, man. Well, when I first met Christina, the first thing that struck me was that she was beautiful. I was like, man, she was tall, she had beautiful dark hair, she looked like she just flew in from Hawaii, she's just this beautiful woman. And that's always, a positive. But then once I got to know her, she was like a best friend. She was so smart, so kind, so funny. She was an amazing athlete. And she was quick. She was strong. She could shoot from anywhere as far as basketball went. The thing that really impressed me about Christina in all aspects of her life was she was just tenacious. She was a warrior. Losing a wife is just horrible. It's just horrible. But I know that there are, Kobe, Gianna, the Chesters, the Altobellis. We love them.
What was it like the first time you met Kobe?
Oh, man. First time I met Kobe was in carpool. He comes pulling up. It was his oldest daughter, Nani's. Comes pulling up. I think he was in a Bentley, or I forget. I think it was a Bentley or Mercedes. And he gets out, and I just went, "Holy crap, that's Kobe, man!" And he parked right in the middle of carpool, and he walked in. And then the principal goes, "Hey, man, you need to tell him to go move his car."
You tell him.
He'd score 45 points a night and then be in carpool the next morning just saying, hey, dropping off his kids. I mean, he was dedicated father, always there for his kids. He adored his kids, and he loved his family.
And Christina was an assistant coach for Kobe on this youth league team?
Yes, Christina and I coached our junior high school team together. And when both his girls were coming up, we were their coaches. And as it progressed, Kobe realized just how talented and bright Christina's mind was for basketball. And Kobe realized, and he called me one day. He said, hey, I want Christina to be my assistant coach. I said, well, you're going to have to ask her because she's running both my jobs. She's a full-time teacher, and she's got 3 kids. He goes, I'll take care of it. So we called her, and she quit her teaching job that same year.
Wow.
At one point, we were both working for Kobe. I was writing music, and she was coaching, and it was a great life, man. We thought we had it made. 3 beautiful kids. How quickly it goes. I'm just trying to live just moment by moment. So like this interview with you guys, this feels like normal. It feels normal. And I'm trying to just put together a string of normal moments, if that makes sense.
Perfect sense.
You don't know how much we loved your show. We watched it every night. We loved your banter. We loved the honesty in which you guys do things. And Ernie, you are one of my heroes. And you guys are just, all you guys are just, it's such an honor to be on with you guys. We loved you. Christina and I loved watching your show.
I appreciate that.
And we're so honored to have you on our podcast. This is awesome for us too, to talk to you.
Chuck, you are a special human being. You know that? And it comes through in everything you do. Whatever you say is perfect, man, because it comes from the heart every time you speak.
Matt, what can we do for you?
This is amazing. Just talking to you guys is amazing. So just continued support, just don't forget her. I would like to do something. My wife was a defensive specialist, and eventually I would like to start they used to call her the MOD, mother of defense. Gianna coined that term. I would love to maybe set up a fund for people that really play defense, the right way. Because defense, like Chuck, is heart. You can be a great offensive player, but to be a great defensive player, you have to have heart, and my wife had heart.
That was
Gut-wrenching.
and it was, to hear him tell stories. It's kind of what goes back to what we talked about the other night as we were talking about Kobe, and it was to hear Rick Fox tell a story and laugh about it, and Derek Fisher do that same thing, and to hear Matt today as he's talking and fondly remembering his wife, but talking about, some of the funnier things, and being, he sings in a band and he does Sinatra stuff, and I said, and you're talking to the world's biggest Sinatra karaoke guy right here in Charles Barkley.
And I told him, first of all, I told him, I said, we should do a song together, because they call me Old Brown Eyes when I do karaoke.
He found that amusing.
Yeah, but they realized they were both teachers. You know how much respect I have for teachers. And he teaches Spanish. I think he taught Spanish. But I think it's important that we learn more about the other people. Because, obviously we mourn Gigi and Kobe, because I didn't know Gigi and didn't know Kobe really, really well. But this lady was amazing. She loved basketball, obviously, but for her being a teacher, I really admire teachers. They're like doctors and nurses, which is a selfless job. I just admire people who do that for a living.
Well, interestingly enough, as this was going on, I'm getting text at the very moment. My AAU team is practicing tonight at the Mamba Center. So Malloy, my son, is going to the Mamba Center right now as we speak, as I'm watching this go on. So for me, Matt, in terms of this fund or whatever you're trying to do, I'm first in line. Would love for you to, at any time, to participate and still be around the game and at the Mamba Center. We're there every Tuesday and Thursday night, our basketball teams, and in any part that you want to bring. But I'm first in line for this fund.
There is a GoFundMe page which has been set up. It's the Christina Mauser Family Support Fund. We encourage you to visit that site. As this family, in the course of our conversation, talked about as now a single dad with these 3 kids and what an average day is like. And we encourage you to listen on that Steam Room podcast to the entire conversation. It'll be good for your soul.
You're watching TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader. Finally, it's easy.
My daddy's an all-star. Jason Tatum is for the first time.
What's up? We made the All-Star game? Say yeah.
That's awesome, man.
It's gonna be lit. Oh man.
That's awesome, man.
A chance for Shaquille O'Neal tonight to nail down the Auto Trader All-Star drive.
So this ain't but 2 dogs in this fight.
Huh?
Well, 38 and 58 can't win.
Sure.
I could get third.
Oh,
Bradley.
geez. You could get third.
Come on,
I had to
Donovan
pick
Mitchell.
somebody that none of y'all would pick. I knew y'all.
Come on.
would pick
Well,
me.
Brad, I asked
That's
him.
like the only night that we haven't had any.
No,
duplicates.
Shaq, I should like your pick because Bradley Beal is going to be pissed that he didn't make the All-Star team. He might put up 45.
He's got 15 in the second quarter right now. Our doubleheader tonight, the Warriors.